Joining us in studio from realitysteve.com, the one and only Reality Steve.
Nice.
So excited. So excited because The Bachelorette premieres tonight.
It does. May 19th.
Do you do anything to get ready for Bachelor and Bachelorette? Do you have a pre-game ritual? I mean, the weeks leading up.
I've been getting ready for the last 2 months because that's when it's been taping. So this is like during the season when it's taping, that's like my work time. Now it's just
you're chilling,
making fun of it and recapping it.
Now, if you're wondering what Reality Steve does, he lets us know what's going on behind the scenes of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. He knows who wins.
Figured out a way to make a living at that. That's amazing.
Yeah. He's got spoilers and all that good stuff.
Who is The Bachelorette?
Andy.
Thank you, Jenna. Very good question.
The Bachelorette is Andy.
Who is Andy?
Don't you remember her? She was the lawyer from last season that left Juan Pablo at the end and said, she confronted him. And
so it was down to, she was the final
three.
I don't know.
Three. She was three.
Yeah, she was
all a
three
blur.
in St. Lucia. Remember she said they had that awful conversation in the overnight date?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a great conversation.
Some happened.
Yeah.
Here's Andy on The Bachelor, if you don't remember.
You don't even really know who I am, and I feel like every time I've tried to explain things, whether it was in Vietnam or whether it was in Miami, my nervousness, you don't know why I'm nervous about you meeting my family, because all your responses is, it's okay, it's okay. Everything's always, it's okay, and I want to die if I have to hear it's okay again. I can't handle it.
That's fine.
I hope every guy gets out of the limo and says, it's okay.
I remember. I remember why I stopped watching this.
Yeah.
Juan Pablo.
That was the most self-serving. When she went off on him, that's when she lost me as a fan. She just
Did
went
you like
on
her before
and
then?
on.
And that was
I liked her okay, but that was the moment that kind of did it in for me. I mean, she's a smart girl, and she wasn't playing fair. And then it just got to be self-serving, now I'm going to bow up for the cameras, and now it's like a bully. Like when you start attacking somebody that's weak and doesn't have a defense, you just keep going. I didn't like her after that.
And hey, it landed her the Bachelorette game.
It
really
did.
Yeah.
That's what
probably
they want.
why she did it.
That's what they want, I guess. But I'm not rooting for her, so I have a real hard time being excited going in.
So where's it set this time? Well, it's always set in L.A.
Yeah, we start out at the mansion.
Yeah,
and we'll get the limo entrances tonight.
And that mansion must be dirty.
Yeah,
oh, so dirty.
Right,
like blacklight that thing.
Is it strictly for the Bachelor purposes, or does somebody own it and just rent it out for
somebody
these
owns it and rents it out to the show? And they use it. They're only there for this episode, and then in episode 2, which is next Monday night, they have 3 dates in L.A., 2 one-on-ones in a group, and then they start traveling right away. So it's 2 episodes at the mansion, then it's Santa Barbara, then they go to Connecticut, and then they go overseas to.
It's always random.
Keep it in America.
They always do one city on the East Coast before they head over to Europe. So then they go France, Italy, Belgium.
Well, that's fun.
And then they do the hometown dates, and then the overnight dates and the final rose ceremonies in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So
we're talking with Reality Steve from realitysteve.com. Juan Pablo gave us gold.
Hello.
Do we get any sort of this kind of gold in this season?
Well, we already start out the season on a damper. As I've told you every season, I get to see the first episode online, and I've seen tonight's episode. And it starts out with a 45-second clip of Chris Harrison in front of the mansion, mentioning to people who, I guess, have been living under a rock that don't know that this contestant of Andy's season by the name of Eric Hill died about 3 weeks after he got eliminated from the show. And, they say they're dedicated to the season.
Yeah, then they have to show him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what,
connecting.
It is real. It is. I don't want to say creepy, but it's weird watching it because it's somebody that
is no
longer here, but yet she was connecting with him on the first night. He gets the first one-on-one date of the season next week, so they're going to show it.
Good-looking dude.
Good-looking guy, very adventurous.
Yeah.
What a shame.
It does suck that he
in a hang gliding accident.
Yeah,
wasn't
he
it?
died in a hang gliding accident on Easter Sunday is when it happened, and he got eliminated from the show about 3 weeks before that. So.
And they were still filming.
Oh, yeah, they were still filming, and
but he was eliminated.
But it didn't happen when he was on.
No, and they were told, the people that were left on the show at the time of his death, and Andy were told at the time. We have come to find out, because I didn't know how they're going to handle it.
So they revisited it.
Yeah, do you wait until the whole season is over? Because there's, obviously these people are secluded from the outside world. But they couldn't keep that from her and the rest of the guys because they had obviously probably formed a bond with the guy. And it does start out on a somber note. But then you get right into the video package of Andi and the guys and the limo entrances and stuff like that.
You know what I want to know?
Yeah.
How many black people we got?
The OBG, the obligatory black guy. There's 2 of them this season.
We got 2 black guys.
Only 2.
And Al, they last past the first episode.
Shut up.
They last past the second episode.
What?
Both of them.
What? Yeah, I saw them. I saw pictures. Remember, they were.
And you know what, Al? Good-looking guys.
They're doing a boy band competition. Remember, somebody caught pictures, and there were 2 black guys. And I told you, I said, "There's 2 black guys."
What?
Yeah.
I don't know how far that is.
Yeah.
We shall overcome.
And you know what? You
won't win, but you get to stick around a little while.
One of the black guys tonight runs the best game at her, I think.
Oh, really?
At the cocktail party. He tells her, I can tell you this. This is not a major spoiler. You're going to see it in a few hours anyway.
Yeah.
He tells her he's a cookie connoisseur. So he has a plate of cookies for her.
Yeah.
And the last one he gives, or the one he's got a special one for, it's half vanilla, half chocolate. So he tells her to take a bite of the chocolate side, and he takes a bite of the vanilla side.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Why haven't you
That's
used
not
that?
bad.
He pulls out the cookie to get the cookie.
Why haven't you thought of that, Al?
No,
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like
It is a good one.
We know how cheesy this show can be, but that was actually like put thought into it. Not bad.
Yeah, I like that. All right, I see why the brother stuck around more than 2 weeks.
Do you have the plants? Do you have the actors who are just looking to get, and are they going to be obvious?
Who's the biggest DB in this show?
Oh God, on the first episode, let me see.
There's a lot of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of who, like, really. I mean, there's a guy who gives a really cheesy. He's a doctor. He gives a really cheesy line out of the limo. Like the only guy that tells a joke, and it's just dumb.
Yeah.
You know, like, man, I think you have a fever because you're looking hot. Like, it just, just awful.
You went to medical school for that.
Do we have an egg person?
No eggs.
A person with a prop of some sort. Like anybody ride in on a
somebody
piano?
comes in on a golf cart because he's a professional golfer. Comes in on a golf cart.
Okay.
And then he takes her, like, he gives her a little putting lesson in the back once they're in the cocktail party.
Of course.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. He's not around too long, though. But there's another one that just escaping me. Some personal trainer pushes the limo up the driveway because the limo apparently was stalled. So he pulls the limo.
Meathead.
Pushes, yeah. He's like, and he's the only guy really tonight that has the T-shirt with the sport jacket and the collars popped. He's like, I'm a personal trainer from Chicago. Like, really?
Okay.
Like, I think we could have figured that out.
So it was chest day?
Yeah.
Leg day, bro.
Is it going to be entertaining? Because, I tend to only catch it here and there because it just makes me want to pull my hair out. But she seems like, she's a lawyer. She's probably a smart girl. And normally you only get really good comedy when the person's super hot and not that smart.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be good because she's well spoken. She's not like kind of the Emily that's just, the ditzy blonde. And, everyone I think thought Desiree was a little boring last season just because she was kind of plain Jane. Mm-hmm. And he's obviously got a little spunk to her, a little fight to her, being a lawyer and all. But, I think it's going to be – I'm really interested to see how they handle this Eric thing because they're not going to obviously cut him out. And he lasts, a decent amount of time.
He's one of the
It's
favorites.
like,
You're not going to show him not getting a final rose and give
I don't
a
know
little in memoriam?
It's just weird. I don't know how you handle it with him. It's just a different. They've never been in this situation before where somebody died before filming started or before the first episode aired. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to handle it, but I'm sure they're going to keep it positive. Yeah, they're going to keep it positive. And if he was involved in any drama, I can't imagine them showing that, but I don't know. Maybe they just say, "Look, this was his journey."
They'll make him look like a saint. They'll make him. They'll honor him.
Well, he seemed like he was kind of a saint.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But if there was any like negative towards him, where he looked like a jerk, they'll edit that out. They'll take
just
that
not
out.
show it. Yeah.
Because nice people have bad moments.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do. We all have pretty bad ones.
So she did. Okay, I like to be surprised. I'm trying to convince JC for once to be surprised, and he refuses.
No,
I think it's more fun to watch when you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So this is all I want to know is, did she pick somebody in the finale?
Yes.
Okay.
And are they just going to date, or are they engaged?
They're engaged.
Okay. And they're still together?
Still together.
Okay.
Filming ended on Friday, May 9th, so it's only been 2 weeks. I hope they're not broken up by now.
They just got done.
Really quick.
They just got done.
And they've got to keep it secret until when's the finale? It's got to be
July 28th.
Wow.
Oh, that's a long time.
Oh, man.
Well, it's a lot shorter than Juan Pablo has to do his, because Juan Pablo's The Bachelor season ends right around November, right before Thanksgiving, and they got to keep it till mid-March. I mean, that's 3.5 months. Her is May 9th to July 28th. It's 2.5 months.
Is he getting back in the good graces of ABC? Because I saw him in the audience for Dancing with the Stars.
I think someone just did him a favor. And just put him there because they didn't acknowledge it.
I'm looking at the cast photos. I hooked up with one of the guys.
You hooked up with one of the guys?
Which one?
Say, well, there's one guy from Dallas.
Just one?
Sure it's him.
Because I know a girl that hooked up with the guy that's
never happened to me before.
Yeah, we say that all the time.
When was this? Was this recently?
I was going through a hard time. No, it was a while ago.
Which one is it? So we can look for him.
Is it the Dallas guy?
There's only one guy from Dallas.
Tell us the story. Just tell us who he is.
Oh.
Man, I've met two girls that have hooked up with that guy.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know he had a girlfriend.
Who? What?
I've met two girls that have said, I hooked up with a guy that's on this season of The Bachelorette. I'm like, dang, same guy. And it's got to be the same guy.
Now Jenna, so that's
Jenna's
three.
a 3. This guy's
hot. I was going through a rough time, and I told my best guy friend, if you can find me a 10, I'll try and work some game on it. And he's like, I found a 10. He's hot.
Well, I can tell you this. He's the first one out of the limo tonight, so he makes an impression.
Well, you might as well tell us, Jenna. What's his name?
The girls call him
Andy,
Abs.
Andi says at least 4 times tonight he is hot. That's what she said. So they have a purely physical connection this season.
So he's got the hot going for him. Has he got anything else going for him?
He's younger.
Personality.
He's younger, right?
Intelligence.
Oh, boy.
He's like
career.
I don't know. He didn't have much to say. He was hot.
He was hot.
Is that the way with
just don't talk?
Isn't it the way with those hot guys? They just don't have much to say.
And hot
They're just
girls
hot.
too.
Oh, that's awesome.
They don't. Why bother? They're hot. They don't need to work.
I think he played soccer.
Yeah,
abroad.
used to play soccer overseas.
Oh, wow. Oh, another
soccer
guy.
player. Oh, what's that, Juan Pablo? All right, buddy.
I probably shouldn't have screamed that out, but I just couldn't. I was going through the cast photos.
Now, I can say this. Every season, I come and say, hey, everyone, here are the spoilers. Here's what happens. And I can't really come out and say how I know or why I know, but I just have to let the episodes play out, and then when the episode airs, I end up being vindicated. However, in a couple hours, when I leave the studio and head home and get back on my computer, this season I'm actually going to reveal why I know the ending of the season, because I actually have some...
You got some intel.
I got some info that I can actually share this time.
So this is a Reality Steve exclusive.
I won't say what it is yet because I haven't released it yet.
Okay.
But in a couple hours, probably 10 a.m. Central Time, I'm going to release why I know the ending of this season.
In about 2 hours.
Is that going to get someone in trouble?
Nobody their job?
No. Nope.
Oh, dang, Reality Steve.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it going to ruin it for you for future seasons?
I've never... I'd be shocked if I ever got something like this again. I've never had something this good, and I'd be shocked if I got something like this in the future. This is just blind.
Ooh.
Don't hit our microphone.
Yeah. This is blind luck, and I'm glad I got it, and I'm sure the people who love the spoilers are going to be like, wow.
So this is the first time this has ever happened.
This is the first time it's ever happened, and I'm guessing it'll be the last time it'll ever happen.
So you're
100%
sure it's luck. You got it right.
I knew the ending before I got this info, but this info is just like, hey, in case you don't want to wait till July 28th, or maybe don't believe me because I was wrong about Dez's season, here you're going to see this, and you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah.
Wow.
Right.
So
yeah, it's good.
Kind of photo or video proof?
Both.
Is there anything on your site for people who kind of like to know? Well, I mean, for people that kind of like to know a little bit about the contestants but don't want to know how it ends. Is there a way to go to your site without knowing how it ends?
Just don't read the ending.
That's tough.
That's hard because you don't know when it's coming. He could be talking about something. Well, we all know she picks Bob, and then I'm like,
I wish you could do like a detail and then like a read more, and then it would expand if you wanted
like
to
just
do
like some background information on the contestants without telling who she picked.
I just gave him something to add to one of the contestant bios.
Jenna Owens from the Kid Craddock Morning Show hooked up with one.
When do you give full disclosure? I mean, is it a...
It's already. He's got
it's already up.
Yeah. I mean, for the last 2 months while it was filming, anytime I was getting spoilers while it was filming, I was just posting it at the time in terms of dates that might have been public or people that saw them overseas. But now... once filming ended on the 9th, I just put out, I think it was 3 days later on the 12th or 4 days later on the 12th, I put out the episode-by-episode spoilers. So you can go and follow through every episode. Who gets what date, who gets eliminated, and what happens on the day, and who gets group date roses and stuff like that. It's all mapped out. And then when I start recapping the show every Tuesday, it's just impossible to talk about it when I've already given out the ending.
Right.
It's possible to not mention who wins and who goes far.
Okay. So usually when we have the Bachelorette on, we have a gay vibe from like 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah. Oh, the gay vibe.
What percentage would you give?
Off the top of my head, there are a couple that come across as gay. There's a bromance that starts in the mansion tonight.
Yeah. Like kissing us?
No. Just two guys that bond over the fact that they like cars, and and they fist pump, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you like cars? Oh cool, bro."
Oh, that's cool.
Then they start hugging.
Yeah, and then it's just like, and it's just fun. It's just
embrace
funny.
Just a little bit too long.
Where'd Ray and Scott go? They go for a while.
Oh man.
If you want to find out what's going on with The Bachelorette, go to realitysteve.com, and you got other shows on there too, right?
Yeah, we got a few more that are covered on there, but it's mostly Bachelorette stuff.
And Jenna, when are you going to post the guy
Jenna,
that you hooked up with and the details of that sordid relationship?
He had a girlfriend at the time.
Oh, is that?
I didn't know that.
I know his
rat.
I know his girlfriend.
People are
Oh
bad.
wow.
Well, I'll be tweeting tonight at Kelly Raspberry 2, number 2.
I'll be watching.
Yeah.
You hook up with any guys? Have you seen the cast?
I haven't looked.
But it's because my wife makes me, Steve.
Yeah, I'm sure that's.
I don't want you thinking it's just because JC just likes The Bachelorette by himself.
All right, Kelly,
my
you
wife
go
makes
the cast photos.
Yeah.